Shane was inspiring, genuine, heartwarming.
Shane was very charming, and he knew how to talk to people.
Growing up, you know, we fought with each other and we tattletaled on everything about each other, but it came to a point where we were best friends, and I think I loved that most part in our relationship.
He was the trendsetter of the friend group. He was always bringing like new things to the table, new fashion to the table. He was the fashionista of the group. I honestly got all my fashion from Shane.
He was really good at talking to people. He was really funny, really smart. He just knew how to make people laugh and smile, and he loved that.
Shane was a good kid.
But if he had a project due, it'd be Sunday night. It was due Monday. It'd be Sunday night. He would tell us about it. And where our daughter, if she got it 2 weeks earlier, the first day she's getting prepared for it. So same kids, same parents, different dynamics. But yeah, Shane was definitely he rolled to his own beat. He kind of drove us crazy at times. But
yeah. I knew right away it was going to be a boy. I just knew it.
I had no sleep for 2 days, but that was Shane though. He kept me awake from the start, from the get-go. But yeah, man, when you have your first son, everything is just green and golden and raring to go. So it was awesome.
We got him started playing baseball when he was about 4. Sure enough, John signed up and became Shane's coach when he was, following year, and did that for quite some time, and, that was their thing.
We were in Vegas playing in a tournament when he was 12, and Shane just kind of always took to the underdog or the quiet kid. And, he really liked Nick. Nick, hard shot over at third base, hits Nick in the head. And Shane's playing first base. The ball bounces to the shortstop. Shortstop made a great play. Shane was phenomenal at first base, stretching out. Bang, bang play, gets the out. Shane ran to Nick. And freshman year in high school, he knew a lot of the older kids just through our association with baseball, Little League and such. And teenagers start to develop their own personalities. That's when we first started seeing the changes, the priority, the friend change, not necessarily all the kids that he grew up with. He started developing new friends in the different circle.
He kind of stopped coming around and wanting to talk about like deep stuff, and you could just tell he was getting into his own head, withdrawing from life and his friendships and his family, and he was just becoming someone that he wasn't.
I think my brother always knew he had a problem from a young age, but I also don't know what his thought process was totally going through it. I don't think most people know they're really that far into drugs until they're that far into drugs.
He got expelled from school. We got him back on the right track. And I think a lot of it, has to do with us being, back there supporting him, not wanting to give up on him. And, got right back into school, graduated on time. No problem there.
Lost a whole semester and he made it up.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Going back to baseball, Shane could get the game-winning hit and his endorphins are up here. This horrible addiction, man, whatever they're taking takes them way up here. How do they compete? It just, all the things that were important through middle school and his early life, all of a sudden just became secondary. It was just evil. And he came out of it. He went through the good times and bad times when he got clean several times. It was good to see that kid. You could see it in his eyes again. But when he went back, it was just horrible.
This addiction, it's hard. It's really hard.
It has no prejudice. It takes everybody. It doesn't matter social standing, black, white, green, red, yellow, guys, girls. It's just a horrible, horrible disease that affects everybody.
When growing up and for a long time, everything we felt was invincible. Nothing could touch us. And if no harm can be done to us, no harm would be done to others. And so we would always look for the next available rush, and we got introduced to some stuff that we didn't fully understand could grab us.
Heroin was the major factor. We sent him to Houston to rehab in 2017, and it was definitely the heroin, and he had a little intervention with his friends. His friends kind of came and talked and got him in the right mindset to go do it, but yeah, it was definitely heroin.
I will say it's scary being a younger sister with someone who has addiction. I mean, every day you kind of just guess of what's gonna happen to them, and you don't want anything bad, but it's always is weighing on the back of my head. Is my brother gonna wake up today? Am I ever gonna see him again? When he walks out that door, is he gonna come back?
Shane was 23. He had been out of rehab for a couple years. He was living at home, he was working. COVID hit, and he wasn't employed at the time. A lot of people weren't, but he seemed fine. You know, we didn't see the signs that we saw before when we sent him to rehab. Monday, June 15th, 2020, it was early morning. I saw light in his room, which was odd. Usually he was sleeping at the time I woke up and opened his door and saw the situation. Bad day, man. Bad day.
I really, really, really think that, you know, it was not meant to be for me to fight him. And, you know, as much as I feel that, you know, John had to fight him, I don't know how I would be today. I mean, John took all that for me, for us.
I was sleeping over at a friend's house and I got the call around 8:55 in the morning. And before my dad even said anything, I heard it in his voice, and he just said, Shane died.
At first, I was kind of like in denial. It was like a state of shock. Like I didn't want to believe it. I just kept saying, no way, there's no way that my best friend is gone, you know?
When I heard the news Shane passed away, I was in distraught.
Savannah came over to my house like 30 minutes later, and I was still in bed, and she was with our other friend, and they just sat on my bed, and then they just hugged me.
It didn't hit me until the coroner and the detective came, and we sat outside, and he started asking us questions, and my head was spinning. I couldn't breathe. It just literally, 4 hours later, started to hit me. This is real. Shane's gone. And I just went into a full-fledged panic attack, and I literally thought I was going to be gone that day. It was the hardest thing that your body will ever go through.
I'm not gonna let the addiction take the family apart. Gotta be there, gotta be strong. Parents losing a son shouldn't happen, but we're gonna keep grinding. Shane's friends keep coming over and talking to them, being with them, keeps me connected to him through them, so it's a good thing. Our battles through this recovery journey, we wanted to do something out there to help others in the same situation. So we wanted to honor Shane and use the Shane Duvall Memorial Golf Tournament to help fund Arizona Women's Recovery Center.
This golf tournament helps support, these women that are struggling to get through this, because it's hard, especially when you have children. They can take their children with them and take classes and get support and still live their own lives, as a family, because it's hard.
During this golf tournament, it's laughter, it's friends, it's family, it's a celebration of life and giving back to a good cause, which is what Shane loved to do. So in a way, this golf tournament has done a lot for a lot of people, and I'm very proud for that.
He had Christmas lights in his room. It's just the way he wanted his room, and he always had them on and such. And Shane was very good at helping his friends through whatever issues they had and such. And one day, one of his friends texted me, he was having a bad time, She said she drove by the house and saw blinds open in Shane's room, saw the Christmas lights on in his room, just made her feel good, you know, so he had that impact on him, so he's still here.
There's not a day that passes that I don't go into his room and see his picture, and it makes me feel he's still there. He's still with us, and he'll always be with us.